October 2007. It's the best time of the year. Halloween, the autumn. Love the crisp temperatures, the smell of falling leaves. But for some reason, I must have been out enjoying the world because I only read 4 books in October of 2007, and we're going to get to them right now. Book number 1, The Harvest by Scott Nicholson. Now, let's see. So, it's a small Appalachian town, and there's an alien infection. Something has come from space, and it's messing with people. And we have a clairvoyant psychology professor, a drunken dirt farmer, and a disillusioned tycoon, who are our heroes. They're the ones that are going to try and stop this alien infection. But it's time for the Spring Festival, the annual Spring Festival in this little tiny Appalachian town. So, we got Jaws vibes going on. 4th of July weekend in Jaws, Spring Festival here. Are they going to be able to stop this alien infection? You're going to have to read the book to find out. But that's The Harvest by Scott Nicholson. Good stuff. I need to rebuild my Scott Nicholson collection. Next up, we have The Taken by Sarah Pinborough. Guess what? It's a leisure book. And I'm going to go with back cover copy because that's how I roll nowadays, apparently. Even though it's difficult to read without my light shining right down on it. She's a beautiful little girl, only 10 years old, with pretty blonde curls. Why, then, does she strike such terror into all who see her? Because she died 30 years ago, a horrible, agonizing death in the middle of a raging thunderstorm. Tonight, the storm has returned, and so has she. She has returned from a shadowy realm unseen by the living, to exact revenge on those responsible for her death. One by one, she will make them pay. There is nowhere to hide, no way to escape. It is only a matter of time before her ghastly vengeance is complete. I really dug this. I'm a big fan of it. Big fan of Sarah Pinborough in general. And there was only one of her leisure books that I was slightly disappointed in. We'll get to that eventually in a future video. And when I say slightly disappointed, it's still a decent book. I just didn't think it lived up to the standards that she had set with her earlier books. But I really did dig this one, The Taken by Sarah Pinborough. And after that, I read House Infernal by Edward Lee. It's another leisure book. Oh, look at that. This is the 3rd book in Edward Lee's Infernal series. Once again, back cover copy. The Old Priory, hopefully that's how you pronounce it. The Old Priory is a house built for the church, but designed by Satan. It is a link between Earth and the infernal city of hell. In the house, nuns are drained of blood by things far worse than vampires, and a virginal student is seduced by the perverse and haunted by things more terrifying than ghosts. When Venetia Barlow begins work at St. John's Priory, she expected a quiet summer of drudgery and boredom. But almost immediately she was haunted by lurid desires and visions of a city filled with monsters who knew her name. Is the house really a place of meditation, or is it a temple of abominations? Venetia will learn the truth when a long-dead priest gives her an unspeakable message direct from the howling, blood-drenched streets of hell. I'm a big fan of the Infernal books by Edward Lee. I like the world building that he did, creating hell as just a gigantic, industrial city of torture and pain and horror and blood. And I believe, I was going to say he only had 3 of the Infernal books from leisure, but there are a couple other books that he wrote that take place in this location. One of the other ones might be leisure as well. Again, please, anybody correct me on this. And then Christine Morgan has written 2 Infernal books. I've read one. I have not read the second one. But great stuff. You've still got the sex and violence and grotesqueries of Edward Lee, but instead of being, not that everything he does is set like in the South or in with uh, pardon me, but like rednecks and hillbillies and that type of thing, uh, swamp folk and things. Um, the focus is generally on the city that is hell. Um, I think there's one that the entire thing takes place in hell. But anyway, great stuff from Edward Lee. House Infernal, leisure books. And then finally, the last thing that I read in October, appropriately enough, Halloween Land by Al Sarantonio. This is the third in his Orangefield series of books. And in Orangefield's always been a weird place. It's very Halloweeny. It's the god of Halloween or whatever you want to call him sort of favors this place or is in disfavor. I don't know, but anyway, um, a weird carnival has come to town called Halloween Land, run by Mr. Dickens. But you know it's not going to be a good place. This is a horror novel. But we also have Detective Bill Grant, and he's looking for this little girl, this strange little girl who might hold the end of the universe in her hands. And Bill Grant, I got this from Amazon description. Detective Bill Grant is going to travel from Orangefield to Ireland, the home of the King of Halloween or whatever they call him. Actually, I could just do this. Orangefield is also the home of Detective Bill Grant, who thinks he's seen it all. He's on the trail of an odd little girl, a girl who could hold the end of the universe in her hand. The trail will lead Grant to Ireland, the ancient home of the Lord of the Dead, then back to Orangefield, where, on what may be the last Halloween, the ultimate battle between life and death will take place. There you go. That was simple enough. So fun stuff. The Orangefield stuff, it's all very Halloween themed, Samhain themed, and Al Sarantonio seems to favor Halloween themed stuff. I could be wrong about that, but that's my impression. And this is fun stuff. Perfect for reading in October. So that's it. That's the 4 books that I read in October of 2007. And I can't believe I forgot to say that House Infernal by Edward Lee was the penultimate book that I read in October. Did not think ahead to a question. So, no question. And no real recommendations. So let's just chat. Whatever you want to chat about down in the comments, leave them in the comments. If you have any comments, questions, or corrections for me, leave those in the comments below. Comments are open for spoilers. Just post a spoiler warning. We try to be polite here on my channel. Please like, share, and subscribe, all the usual YouTube stuff. And if you'd care to follow me on other social media, I'll have links for my Instagram and Bluesky in the description below. That's all I have for you this week, so until next week, read more books.